So welcome everybody, we'll make a start. So I'm actually going to work with the heading healing, and actually we're going to work with the heel a lot, because when you anchor energy, so we have to anchor energy through the higher self down in order for it to imbue the entirety of us, and that helps heal. So we're going to heal. I've also drawn a trident, which is a really interesting symbol. So the word trident comes from another word in Sanskrit, which is triguna. So tri means three, and guna is the fundamental quality of consciousness or the universe. And there's three aspects to it. So that everything is in threes: tamas, rajas, and sattva. So tamas is inertia, and we feel that when we can't be bothered to get up in the morning, or we're just having a bit of a just can't be bothered to get off the settee type of day. That's tamas. And actually too much tamas leads to depression. Rajas is movement. And when it's out of control, it's very excitable energy that can also lead to the opposite of depression, which is anxiety, although they do swing together. And then what we're after in yoga is sattva, which is the balanced state of mind. Okay, that's where we can create this balance between non-movement and movement. And so we're actually in perpetual change. And that is the only one thing that you can be sure of in your life, is that everything changes. We can also look at these three as power, strength, and balance. So we're going to look at our heel, working with the Padabandha quite a lot, and breath into the balance of body, mind, and spirit. Anyway, that's today's. Okay, so we're actually going to start standing. So, as it's chilly, it's a good day to start standing. So if you feel comfortable to do so, take your socks off so you can really feel your feet, but don't worry if you don't. So we're just going to relax the arms, and I want you to just come up and down. So towards the toes and then into the heel. Notice when you go onto the toes, you start to grip. So let's try and relax the toes. Good. Now let's lift the big toes. Thumbs up with the big toes. Just the big toes. Good. Relax the hands and the fingers. Lovely. Now lift the other four toes, big toe down. Okay. Then press the big toe down and the little toe down and lift the middle three. Okay. Now if you cannot do that, it's because it's not something you do every day. You don't really think about it, do you? So give the information to the body and grab hold of the middle three and press the big toe and the little toe down. And then see if you can hold that movement. Lovely, and release again. Okay, so we're going to start to shake. So remember, shaking is one of the natural ways that the body heals itself, specifically the nervous system. And in the past, for quite a few centuries, we've been told to stop it. But actually, it's a really important process of getting trauma out of your body. So just let the body shake. And right up into the legs and the arms. Take the arms up and down. Make sure there's a little bit of bend in the knees. lovely, and release. So just let the eyes close. Spread the toes really wide so you're aware of the texture of the mat underneath the foot. And then with the eyes closed, be aware of the heel. And be aware of the base of the big toe, base of the baby toe. So you've got this sense of grounding energy into the floor. Imagine there's a trident. You have 2 tridents, 1 for each leg. So you've got this really strong central pole. And then at the back of each heel, you've got a central spur that goes down into the earth, and 1 either side. And we're creating this balance. So you could see it as balance in the center, power and strength either side. Or you could work with sattva in the center, so that balanced energy, and then tamas and rajas either side. So we're just going to work with the basic breath. So sometimes we do this lying down, and actually it's really nice to do it standing. So we'll use the arms to activate the abdominal breath first. So as you inhale, let the hands just come to shoulder height. And as you exhale, let them lower. Good. Inhale, hands to shoulder height. See if you can work with the eyes closed. And as you exhale, imagine the exhalation is coming down through the legs, through the feet into the earth. Good, now let the hands come in line with the shoulders, palms face. This activates the thoracic breath, so you'll feel it much more in the heart space and the ribs. Inhale, arms come out nice and wide. Good, now as you exhale, send that energy down through the body into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, send it down. So we're anchoring our energy. So often we can feel a little bit mentally all over the place. So when we anchor energy, it helps to stabilize the mental flow. Good, now palms face down, but they're in line with the shoulders. Clavicular breath, so this apex of the lungs all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, just let the hands come back to shoulder height. Again, just a sense of the exhalation coming down through the whole of the body into the earth. So remember, we know scientifically that energy follows thought. So send that pranic energy through the body. Good, now bring the hands all the way down. Roll the shoulders. So we'll do the full yogic breath. Palms face back. So the hand movement's important. So this is, I think this one's actually called the Vedic salute. So inhale, palms roll forwards. That's the abdominal breath. Keep inhaling, hands come to the heart space, thoracic breath. Keep inhaling all the way up. Clavicular breath, the full yogic breath. Exhale. Palms face backwards. Inhale, roll the palms forwards, keep inhaling, hands to the heart space, keep inhaling all the way up. And exhale. Now start to visualize the exhalation pouring down into the earth. Palms face backwards, and again, inhale. Gonna slow it down. Slow the breathing down and the movement down. Lovely, and release. So I'm just going to work through the upper body first. So feet a little bit wider. I'm going to turn. So bring the opposite heel off the floor. Make sure that you're not taking that twist into the knee. Start with the elbows bent. And then once you feel like the upper body's warmed and the shoulders have warmed a bit, start to swing the back arm all the way around. Synchronize it with the breath, so the exhalation's taking you round. Inhale, bring back to center. Good, back to center. So I'm going to start with releasing the front and the back of the body. So soften the knees, bring the hands into the back. And as you inhale, lift the heart space, take the gaze back. And as you exhale, fold forwards with the knees bent. Hands come down. Inhale, roll up, bring the hands into the lower back. Exhale. Good, now I'm going to hold the forward fold. Keep the knees bent. Bring the hands to the shins. And as you inhale, lift the gaze, drop the bottom. So we're just contracting the upper back. Exhale, fold. Keep the belly to the thighs. So keeping this, there's no gap between the belly and the thighs as you come forward. Inhale, drop the bottom, lift the gaze. Exhale. Keep going. Good, now start to slowly straighten the legs a little bit more. Keep the belly as close to the thighs as you can. Good, now hold the forward fold, let the hands relax fully. Start to lengthen the exhalation. Now really be aware of the base of the big toe, base of the baby toe, and lift the toes so that you're pressing down through the ball of the foot, but the toes are lifting. And then really press into the heel. So you're aware of those 3 points in the heel, center and either side, driving and stabilizing the energy. Good, soften the knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep the toes lifting. So you've got Padabandha, press down through the feet as strongly as you can and press up as strongly as you can. Good, now keeping that pressure through the feet, so you're really working the legs. I want you to draw the kneecaps up as if you're trying to put your kneecaps into your hips. And then go over to one side. So the feet are really strong. Good, back to center. Bring the hands to the heart space. Okay, relax the toes. I'm going to start with the hands on the hips, and then we'll move the hands as well. Inhale, lift onto the tiptoes. And as you exhale, keep the heels up and lower. Inhale. So go nice and slowly, really work the ball of the big toe. Exhale. Good, now bring the hands to the heart space. A little bit more balance. If it feels too much, then just put the hands back on the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the eyes really steady, so there's a soft, open gaze. You're not staring, but you're not moving the eyes around. So we're just allowing the mind to become steady in the movement. So when we allow the eyes to be still, it calms the mind as well. Good, and we're going to come down. Bring the hands to the floor, drop the knees, keep the toes underneath. Okay, so we're just going to work using cat-cow. And we're going to keep the toes tucking under, so we're opening the soles of the feet. So inhaling. Good, exhaling. Good, now on the next exhale, I want you to flatten out the toes, so we're working on the front of the ankle. And as you inhale, tuck them back under. So it's a small movement, but it actually has a really strong effect on forward fold because we're moving the fascia. Good, now the next time you tuck under, I want you to push back, keep the bottom as low as possible towards the heels and the belly as close to the thigh as you can. And just walk yourself back. So you're opening the soles of the feet. Notice whether there's a tendency for the ankles to move away from each other, so you're rolling onto the baby toe side. Try and keep it even, so press down through the base of the big toe. Good. Now slowly lift the bottom, start to heel out the feet. Nice and slowly focus on the calf muscle as you lower one heel and then the other. And imagine this stream of energy with the exhalation pouring from the calf muscle right down into the Achilles tendon and pushing out into the earth through the heel. Good. Now from here we're going to step forwards with the right leg. Just have your bricks handy. We don't need them yet, but we're going to come into a wide warrior one. So, a wide warrior one is not here because then you're coming inwards from the hips. So it's wide as the hips. Hands to the hips. So we're just going to work with an in and out movement first. So I want you to activate the feet. So even in this position, lift both sets of toes, press down through the ball of the big toe base of the baby toe and feel the heel, so you're not just bringing the energy forwards. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and as you exhale, bend. But the feet are really active. Good, now let's go a little bit deeper. Take the back foot further back. So it's quite wide, the back heel's down. So make sure that your back foot is wide so that this frontal hip bone can come forward. So your left foot is over to the left side of the mat. Inhale, exhale, keep the toes active. So we're going a bit deeper now. Good, now let's add in the arms on the inhale. So as we inhale, we sweep them up, gathering in the energy. And as you exhale, imagine pushing it down through the feet, through the heels and the balls of the toes. Inhale, exhale. Good, and release. Let's grab the bricks, one on each hand, and we're going to bring the back heel off the floor, push out through the calf muscle, so it's probably a bit warm now. Okay, to just push out through the calf muscle. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Lovely. Release the hands to the floor, step back into down dog. So you might need to circle the left ankle and then heel out the feet. Good, now walk the hands towards the feet. So you're towards the back of the mat. Really press down through the heels, the balls of the big toe and the baby toes. Lift the toes so you get that energy pushing down into the earth, but also rebounding upwards into the body. And again from here, as you inhale, just slightly lift the gaze, keep the toes active. And as you exhale, flow forwards. See if you can go a little bit deeper with each exhale. Inhale, gaze lifts so the hands can be on the shins if that's easier for you. Good, we're going to come all the way up. Keep the feet engaged, push through the palms of the hands. Toes are lifting, feel as if the kneecaps are pulling up into the hips, over to one side. Feel how the stability is anchored in the feet. So although you're moving from side to side, there is a sense of earthing through the feet. Lovely, and release. Hands to the hips, step forwards on the left leg this time. Wide stance, so look at the back foot, so you should be taking up most of the width of the mat. And we'll start with a shorter stance, sorry. So inhale, front leg straightens, exhale, bend. Now engage the toes, so you've got Pada Bandha, lift the toes, really press into the floor with the ball of the feet and the heel. Good, now go deeper. If you can't go deeper, then that's okay. But just so you maybe just nudge it a little bit. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. Check the toes are still active. You're lifting the toes. Almost as if we're charging ourselves with energy. Good. Hands to the brick, bring that back heel off the floor, go a bit deeper. Keep the toes nice and active. So we're really opening the back foot now, sole of the foot. Good, now from here we're going to step back into down dog again. Heel out the feet, maybe circle the right ankle if you need to. Good, now we're going to come forwards into plank. Drop the knees, keep the toes under, draw the heart space through. So it's a modification on up dog. Exhale, push back. Pay attention to the feet, keep them really active. And again, toes stay under, we're dropping the knees, drawing the heart space forwards. Exhale. Good, now we're going to step through on the right leg again. Have your brick handy. This time we're going to use a wide stance, but we're going to come into warrior two. So come up, make sure the chest is facing towards the left, so it's a different movement in the hips. And take the legs as wide as you can. Make sure that the back toes are turning upwards towards the midline, not away from you. Okay, now lift the toes, Pada Bandha. Press down through the ball of the big toe, base of the baby toe. Feel the heel, that trident energy in the heel. And then I want you to press down through the feet and pull them towards each other. So look at the back foot. If it's away from you, you can't come into the position. So the toes are rolling up towards your midline. That's it. Hands come out. Good, now we're going to really work the legs. So keep pressing down through the feet. You should get really hot by just standing like this. And let's add in a up and down movement again. So inhale, Straighten that front leg, exhale. Toes are still lifting throughout. Good, now hold. We're going to take our hand to the brick and we're going to pop the brick on the inside edge of the right foot. Keep the toes lifting. I'm going to extend the left arm up. So we're still working the feet, really press down through the ball of the foot, toes are lifting. Now move toward a straight front leg. So remember, that doesn't mean it's got to be fully straight. Good, now start to visualize the breath. It's coming into the body. And as we exhale, we're pushing it through the entire body and down through the feet. Good, now maybe extend that top arm in line with the ear. Make sure the toes are still lifting so the feet are permanently active. Good, bring the hand back to the hip, bend the front knee. Inhale, come back up into warrior two, lift the toes. Good, now we're going to turn the front toes forwards and come into wide leg forward fold. So you need to adjust the back leg. So when you look at the toes, they're in line with each other. Make sure the toes are rolling inwards, unless you've got a sacral problem where it's quite unstable, maybe you're hypermobile, and then you have the toes straight forwards or even very slightly out. It just protects the sacrum. But otherwise, toes rolling in. Use a brick if you need to. Lift the toes. So when you look at the foot in this position and the toes are lifting, you should see that there's this lift in the arch of the foot. You know, really press into the heel. Imagine this stream of energy flowing down into the tips of the trident, anchoring, creating power, strength, and balance. Good, now we're going to bend the left knee and keep the right leg straight. Again, use a brick to support the movement. If you need to be higher up, then that's fine. Make sure that the toes haven't gone to sleep. You're still lifting the toes. Really press into the outer edge of the right foot. So you're anchoring the foot into the floor as you move away from it. Good, come back to center. Turn the right toes back out again, have your brick handy. Come back up, warrior two. Step that back foot out a little bit more, so it's a little bit stop and start today. This time, if you want to go deeper, you're not going to use the full height of the brick, you're going to use the half height of the brick. So bring the hand to the inside, start with the knee bent, left hand into the hip, straighten the front leg. Roll the rib cage up towards the ceiling. Maybe extend the arm. Feel the stretch in the inner right leg. Press down through the ball of the big toe. Good, release the hand to the floor, bend the front knee. Pivot on that back heel a little bit more so you can bring the torso forwards. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Now, as you exhale, bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to balance now on the ball of the back foot. We're going to come into a reverse movement. Inhale, lift the back heel and pivot it so you're fully on the ball of the foot. And as you exhale, rotate to the right. Bring the left hand to the outer edge of the right thigh. And then if you feel stable, keep pushing out through the back heel. Maybe extend the right arm out behind you and look towards the thumbnail. Good. Inhale, come all the way up, place the feet to the floor. Lift the toes. Exhale, step back, down dog, heel out the feet. Good, now really pay attention to the sensation of the feet as you slowly drop one heel. And as you drop the heel, lift the toes of that foot as well. So you're really working the fascia on the base of the foot. Good, come forwards into plank, drop the knees, keep the toes tucked under, draw the heart space through. Exhale, push back. Inhale, drop the knees, heart space travels through. Exhale. Last one. Lovely. So from here, we're going to step forwards with the left leg into a warrior two. Nice long stance. Look at the back foot. The toes are coming upwards, not away from you. If they're coming away from you, you can't rotate the hip because it's going in the other direction. So back toes. Lift the toes. Press down through the balls of the feet and the heel, and then pull the feet towards you as if you're trying to squeeze the mat inwards. Inhale and exhale. Oh, we need a brick. Have a brick. Good, we're going to hold. Now again, really work the feet. So it should feel as if the legs are in contraction. There's a lot of effort going on. Good, bring the hand to the brick on the inside, right hand to the pelvis. Draw the right elbow backwards, so you're opening the side of the body towards the sky. And then straightening that front leg as best as you can. Toes are still lifting. They're really active. Imagine the kneecaps drawing up into the hips, and then extend the right arm. Breath is steady. Maybe bring the arm in line with the ear. Lovely, bring the hand down, turn to the right, align the feet, maybe roll the toes in, and lower. Keep the toes lifting, press into the outer edges of the feet, use a brick if you need to. Be aware of the sensation of the heel pushing into the ground. Good, now we're going to bend the right knee and really work the stretch on the inner left leg. Push the outer edge of the foot into the floor. Lengthen the exhale to encourage the stretch. Lovely, and release. Let's soften the knees, come back up. Turn to the left again. So you're back into that warrior two position. Have the brick on the lower edge now, unless it doesn't suit you. So just going to go a little bit deeper into the side of the left leg, straighten the front leg. Watch the body isn't tipping into the floor because that's shortening the stretch on the leg. So draw the right elbow away from you. Notice how that movement affects the inner left leg. Good, bend the knee, come back up, hop that back foot out. Hands to the hips to start with, focus on the back foot. Inhale, lift the heel off the floor, push the heel away. So you're lifting the heel, inhale again, and as you exhale, twist. Right hand to the outer left thigh, and if you feel stable, extend the left arm out behind you, turn the gaze to the thumb, keep pushing through the right heel. Lovely, releasing, let's step it back, down dog. Healing the feet. Good, now slowly walk the feet and the hands towards each other again. And you can do this with the knees bent if you need to, so we're just going to go to the horizon line. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, lower. And again. Good, come all the way up. Lift the toes, push down through the ball of the foot, push the palms to the ceiling, lift the kneecaps. Feel when you just do that movement, the whole of the foot starts to anchor and the muscles of the legs draw in towards the bones. Over. Lovely, releasing. Relax the toes, but don't let them grip. We're going to bring the weight into the right leg. So I'm going to mirror you. So mirror me, okay? Pick up the other leg. And so options for a balance. Big toe to the floor, knee rolls out. Calf muscle, all the way up. Push it into the... Depends on how slippy your leggings are for the next one. So you've got to really push the heel and the thigh towards each other to hold that position, but my leggings are very slippy. Bring the hands to the heart space. Now find a point in front of you that you can gently gaze at. And when you have a gentle gaze, you should be able to see sort of a little bit more than 180 degrees. So when we have a soft gaze, we're still in relaxation response. When we stare, we switch straight into fight or flight, so the sympathetic nervous system. Good, now see if you can extend the arms up. Good, now once you're in whichever position you want to hold, check the supporting foot. So it might be wobbling a little bit. I know mine is because I'm not pushing enough into the ball of the big toe. So I'm going to press evenly, base the big toe, base the baby toe, and I'm going to feel the heel. I'm going to imagine that trident is pushing into the earth to anchor me. Good, release. I'm going to take the foot nice and wide. Come down into a squat. Just a little bit of a move from side to side. Thank you, Kirsty. Good, come back into slightly wider legged Uttanasana. Soften the knees as you come up. Exhale down through the midline. Lovely, now bring the feet under the hips again. So we're going to go to the other side. So toes nice and spread on the left foot. Bring your awareness into the left. And you can soften the back of the knee slightly so you're not pushing it outwards. And then lift up the foot. Start with that basic balance. Keep the big toe down. So notice as soon as we do that, our whole awareness shifts off midline. And that center part of the trident is really important. Feel it as if it's coming down through the core of the body as well. And then adjust the legs. You can go higher up if you want to. Hands to the heart space. Now pay attention to the supporting foot. Can you feel the ball of the big toe and the base of the baby toe? Pushing into the earth, and then that lovely trident image on the heel. Maybe extend the arms up, soft open gaze. Really work the supporting foot down into the earth. Breath is steady. Lovely, and release. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale. And again, breathing in, sweep all the way up. Exhale, let the energy come down into the earth. Almost like a cleaning out, so like a healing of energy. So drawing inwards. The energy comes down through the body to the earth. So it's a healing process of transmuting energy, clearing out all the stagnant stuff. Good, last one. Lovely, now bring yourself down to the floor. We're going to do a meditation on the breath, so make sure that you're comfortable seated. So I'm going to sit back on my heels today. So we're going to start by placing one hand on the heart space. Have the other hand on the solar plexus, so just below. So when we draw in energy from our higher self, which is above the head, which knows everything we need, but most of the time we're operating from this small self, which is ego-based, and we get it wrong quite often. So bring your attention to the top of the head, and as you inhale, imagine this flow of energy coming inwards towards the heart space. And as you exhale, it's coming down towards the solar plexus and into the root chakra. So just anchoring the energy. Good, now as you breathe in, I want you to mentally say to yourself, I have a body. And as you exhale, but I am not just this body. Almost as if you're using the words to scan. So the inhale, you're pulling in this word, this sentence, I have a body, into the heart space. And as you exhale, you're scanning through the body and you're saying, but I am not just this body. Inhaling, I have a body. You're aware of this sentence almost coming from the heart space. But I am not just this body, as you exhale. Be aware of the observing presence at the heart space as you say this. I have a body, but I am not just this body. Notice how, just continue with the breath and how you're directing it, but when you inhale and you're bringing this energy from the top of the head down into the heart space, and then as you exhale, you're observing the flow of energy, so the pranic energy flowing right through the body to the base chakra, flowing to the feet perhaps. And now the next time you breathe in, I want you to mentally say to yourself, I am the one who is aware of this body. And as you exhale, repeat the same sentence. I am the one who is aware of this body. You're going to be aware of this energy at the heart space, almost as if it's that energy that's saying this. I am the one who is aware of this body. And we're going to add in a very simple mantra which is called the breath mantra. But it connects us to the divine energy which is everywhere and within us. So as you breathe in, I want you to hear the sound so. Hum. So. Hum. So this translates as I am that. So. Hum. Now replace it for the English translation. As you breathe in, I am that. And as you breathe out, that I am. Breathing in, I am that. Breathing out, that I am. Lovely, now slowly roll down. We're going to keep our attention at the heart space. Feet nice and wide, wider than the hips. Knees resting against each other. And either place the hands back on the heart or interlace the fingers, form a circle and bring it above the head. So this is the full body mudra and it brings the energy into the heart space. So hands are either just on the heart or they're interlaced above the head. So we're just going to revisit some of the words, but I'm going to give you another couple of sentences. So focus on the heart space. And as you breathe in, all the way in, I want you to say to yourself, I am not this body. And as you exhale, I am neither this mind. I am not this body. I am neither this mind. I am not this body. I am neither this mind. And as you next breathe in, I am that. That I am. And just connect now to the flow of energy that comes in and out of this body with the breath. We all tremble. We all know fear. Turn to the one life pervading the universe, whose name dispels fear. Find that name resonating in your heart. Soham, I am that. Sometimes it's also translated as Shivoham, Shiva I am. Shiva is another word for consciousness. Luminosity permeates the universe, and the secret sound that hums everything into existence resounds everywhere. Listen to the inner sound continually. And the next time the thought arises, I want this, or I think that, grab hold of this I, perceive it by itself, and wonder, who is this I? Who is this I? I am an animal. I am a human. I am a loving heart. I am a questing mind. I am a particle of infinity. I am a witness to creation. I am consciousness itself. And in meditation, embrace all of these dimensions. Reach into the source, the luminous world of dancing energies. Feel this in the inner landscape. And just once more, breathing in, I am that. That I am. And feel that thatness, observing the process at the heart space. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale with a sigh. Bring the knees toward you and roll over to one side and come back up to sitting. Bring the hands to the heart space. So just reaffirming that vibration of that thought. Breathe in, I am that. Sweep the arms up. And as the hands come down to the heart space, that I am. And namaste.